All right, Shalom Yasharahla. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Akiam. I'll just pushing the truth in love, sincerity, and in charity with all humility. Okay, this is the brother Yachawan from the GMS Farmers Camp. Back at you with another brief lesson. The name of this lesson, if you've seen the title, be given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, be given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, now this is going to be an exaltation for Akim. Okay, so to be given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is to surrender your will and not live according to his will. Okay, it also means your thoughts, okay, your words and your actions are no longer ruled by you, ruled by the flesh, but by obedience unto Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, so in these last days, all right, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is calling his people to wholeheartedly be devoted. Okay, being devoted, all right, unto him and his will, and not to be half-hearted. Okay, as we know, some, okay, who was amongst us, okay, was half-hearted. Okay, and even some that they may be amongst us, okay, that not putting in time, that not putting in work, that not doing his will. Okay, see, in this thing, you gotta be wholehearted. Okay, wholehearted, devoted unto Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, you got to give your whole life unto him. Okay, and become a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to him. Okay, not to man, but to him, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, okay. So yeah, with that said, let's go to Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Because I mentioned, okay, you got to give your whole life unto him. Okay, and become a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing unto him. Okay, so for that we can go to Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. And we will get it into one or two translations dealing with the same precept. All right. This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto him, unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Okay, which is your reasonable service. All right. Now let's get that in the we can get that in the NIV. Okay, get it in the NIV, the AMPC, and the MSG version. Okay, Romans 12 and 1. All right, in the NIV, you say, therefore, I urge you, brothers, right, and sisters, in the view of the Most High's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to the Most High. That is your true and proper worship. Right? The AMPC version, they say, I am appealing to you, therefore, brethren, and beg of you, in view of all the mercies of the Most High, to make a decisive dedication to your bodies, presenting all your members and faculties as a living sacrifice, holy, devoted, consecrated, and well pleasing to him, to the Most High, which is your reasonable service, your rational intelligence, service, and spiritual worship. Okay, this is how you'll be given unto Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, given over unto him. Now let's get this last precept, this last translation, the MSG version. Check this. So here's what I want you to do. All right, God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life. You're sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before the Most High as an offering. Embracing what the Most High does for you is the best thing you can do for Him. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it even without thinking. Instead, fix your attention on the Most High. That's you being given over unto Him. You'll change from the inside out, readily recognize what He wants from you, and quickly respond to it, unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity. The Most High brings the best out of you, develop well-formed maturity in you. All right. So guess what? By being fully devoted unto Yahweh and do His will is like odor of a sweet smell, a sacrifice acceptable and well pleasing unto Him. Okay. So you got to be given over unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, being wholeheartedly doing His will. Okay. Let's get Philippians chapter 4 verse 18. Okay. Let's see. But I have all and, and abound. I am full, having odor of a sweet smell, a sacrifice acceptable, well pleasing to the Most High. Right? So guess what? A sacrifice is completely devoted to one who receives it. We are to surrender our desires, our ambitions, and everything else to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? We ought to continue to trust Him with all our hearts. Right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6, because the Lord tell you trust in your heart. Trust in Him and not in your heart. Okay? Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5 to 6. Trust in Yahawah with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy path. Right? So guess what? When we are given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we stop relying on worldly wisdom because we awaken into truth and are now seeking that the wisdom of this world are foolishness unto our power. Okay? All right? Because once you come into the truth, okay, you will see these things. You will see that all that you know, what you thought you know, is garbage. Okay? 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18 and 19. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. Okay? The scripture tells us to seek the things above and not the things of this world. And like I said, that's not the things of this world are foolishness with the Most High, or the wisdom of this world, right? Let's get we can get Colossians chapter 3 and verse 2. Set your affection above on things above, not on things on the earth. Okay? Set your affection things above, not on things on the earth. Your affection is your mind. Okay? Let's get that in we can get that in the NIV version. Okay? Colossians 3 and 2 in the NIV. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. That's what the scripture tells us. Set our hearts, our minds on things above, not on things here on this earth. Okay? So guess what? A heart devoted to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is no longer consumed by riches. It's no longer consumed by fame or the pleasures of this world. Okay, let me repeat that again. A heart devoted to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is no longer consumed by riches of this world. It's no longer consumed by fame or by the pleasures of this world. This is why we in the world, but not of this world. John 17 and 16. Where you live? So we ain't from here. You see what I'm saying? Our minds supposed to be set back flicking home where we from. To be with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that's where we from. So our minds are supposed to be set back there, not here. Because he right here isn't worth it. Okay? Using the illustration when you go travel to go and travel this place and that place, and when that money run out. Huh? All right. Okay? So we got to continue to walk in the spirit that we may be, that we not be consumed by the flesh. You see? Let's get Galatians 5 and 16. All right. Galatians 5 and 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. All right. Walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Okay. Like we say. Okay. Walk in the spirit. Okay. Wisdom is to be applied and not to be wasted. Okay. The more we yield ourselves to the spirit, the less power sin have over us. Okay? So we must be given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That means loving him above everything. Loving him above everything. Putting him before all. Okay? Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 6. Okay? And 4. Shema Yasharahla Yahawah Alahayana Yahawah Akkad. Hear, O Israel, Yahawah, our power is one power. And thou shalt love Yahawah thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might. You see? You see that? Hmm? So there's no room for divided loyalty. Okay? Either you with the Most High, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, or not. The Most High desires all of your heart. Okay? You can't be in the world and want to be with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That just can't work. You can't be in the flesh and want to be in the spirit at the same time. The flesh is always at war with the spirit. You can't want to be having these worldly pleasures and then want to have the spirit of the Lord, which is against which is against that, how would you afflict yourself? How would you reach Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? You would not. So you having all of these worldly pleasures, right? And thinking, all right? So when you come to serve the Most High, power Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you got to prepare your soul for temptation. This is Christianity. I love the Lord and everything is okay now. No, hell is coming. Trials is coming. The refinement is coming. You see? Oh, I tell you. But Jake, all right, Jake is a thing that, you know, that they could have this truth and have the Lord. It don't work that way. Okay. Let's get Sirach chapter 2. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. All right. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Remember I say trials is coming, hell is coming, refinement is coming. So these who come to serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will be tried. And we find them through faith. So for us, we will continue to believe in him, to trust in him, that in the end, he will help and deliver us. Okay, us Akim, who's serving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi in spirit and in truth, who's waiting patiently on him, and who's doing his will. Okay, verse 2. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. When the hell come, you got to endure it. So you can't have the pleasures of this world and then wanna go through trials and tribulation. It just can't happen. Either you having a fun time in the flesh, or you catching hell, okay, in the flesh. Okay? Cleave unto him, depart not away, that thou mayest increase at thy last end. So you gotta go through it so that the Most High could lift you up. If you're going through the refinement, the trials and tribulations, that's the Lord cleaning you up. That's the Lord giving you, okay, experience. Because now that when you go through all this hell, you gain the experience, you gain the knowledge, that you may spread that. You see? Whatsoever brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to the lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You would rather be tried in fire rather than to be tried with the pleasures of this world. If you try with the pleasures of this world, guess what? You're not being tried. You see? Verse 6, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way right, and trust in him. Okay? All right? So you got to endure until the end, as Yahawah Mashiach say. You got to endure. Okay? All right, let's get this last precept. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13. All right. Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. All right. He that endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So being given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is not a momentary emotion. It is a lifetime, it is a lifelong commitment of faithfulness. So you got to be faithful to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. When hard time come, you can't joke out. You got to show Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi that you all in. Okay? You got to show him that he's up there. And you want to be up there with him. So when you look around, we see this world is becoming darker and darker. And many are giving themselves over to sin, over to pleasure, over to technology, and over to the cares of this life. Okay? You won't please your boss. You won't please your woman. You won't please your children. You won't please your auntie, your uncle, your mother, and your father. You won't please everybody but Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You won't go all out for you. But what but going all out for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? What but doing his will? Okay? You won't be busy with all manner of wickedness. All right? But us, servants of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we are called to give ourselves over to righteousness. Okay? Let's get James 4 and 8. Then we can hit the last precept to lock you. All right? This is James chapter 4 and verse 8. Draw near to the Most High, power Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. So you can't have this thing and won't be in the world. Okay? You can't say you love the Lord, but then you care for the cares of this life. All right? Joshua chapter 24 and verse 15. And if it seems evil unto you to serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods of your father, which your father served, that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Right? So let us akim. Let our steps remain directed towards pleasing Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and remaining steadfast unto the day of our salvation. Okay? So be given over to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Do his will. Live in them, do them. Endure until the end. Okay? Because in the end, we want to be found worthy to be saved. So with that, Akim Agwakim, okay, I want to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Akim. Of just pushing the truth in love, sincerity, and charity with all humility. Shalom and Abba Babal, Qam Yasharahla.